Hey, stop! You had no right touching this lawn!
I'm just cutting grass so nobody gets fined. That's all I'm doing.
I didn't violate any rules. I was just helping a tenant mow his lawn after the city sent him a notice warning that if the grass wasn't cut soon, a fine would be charged to the address. When I pulled up to the house, the grass was already tall enough to brush against my shins, thick and uneven. The kind of growth that didn't happen overnight, but also didn't mean the place was abandoned. It looked like a lawn waiting for someone to decide whose responsibility it actually was. The tenant's name was Aaron. He rented the house, worked long shifts at a warehouse across town, and lived alone. No kids, no visitors, just work, sleep, and bills. He showed me the city notice before I even unloaded the mower, holding it out like evidence he'd been carrying around all morning. The letter didn't care who owned the house. It didn't care about leases or fine print. It just said the grass was too tall and someone would pay for it. Aaron told me his lease clearly stated that lawn care was the landlord's responsibility. He had read it again and again, tracing the lines with his finger like they might change if he stared long enough. He had emailed the landlord when the notice came, then he called, then he waited. No response. The grass kept growing. "I can't afford the fine," he said, "and I can't afford to get evicted for ignoring the city either." The house itself wasn't neglected. The porch was clean, the trash bins were tucked away neatly, windows were shut but intact. The only thing out of place was the lawn, standing tall and defiant, like it had become the center of an argument nobody wanted to settle. I started the mower, and the sound cut through the quiet street. Almost immediately, I felt that familiar tension settle in, the kind that comes when you know someone is watching, even if you can't see them yet. Curtains shifted in neighboring houses, a car slowed as it passed, then continued on. Aaron stood on the porch, arms crossed, eyes fixed on the mower like he was afraid it might disappear if he looked away. I told him I was hiring someone. I told him I had no choice. The mower pushed through the first strip of grass, folding it down into clean lines. The smell of fresh-cut grass filled the air, sharp and green, the kind of smell that usually signals things getting taken care of. For a moment, it almost felt normal. Then, a car pulled up fast and parked crookedly near the driveway. A man stepped out, phone already pressed to his ear. He didn't look surprised. He looked prepared. "That's my landlord," Aaron said quietly. The man didn't come over right away. He stood near the sidewalk, watching me mow, pacing back and forth, talking into his phone in clipped, controlled sentences. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but I could tell from his posture that he wasn't asking questions. He was making statements. Aaron walked down the porch steps, stopping halfway between the house and the lawn. "I told you this needed to be done," he called out. The landlord finally looked at him, face calm, expression flat. "You violated the lease. Lawn care is scheduled through my service. You don't get to decide that." "When?" Aaron asked. "Because the grass didn't grow overnight." The landlord didn't answer. He just went back to his phone. Police arrived not long after. 2 cars. No rush, no urgency, just procedure unfolding exactly the way it always does. They stepped out and listened while the landlord spoke first, explaining that unauthorized work was being done on his property without consent. He handed them the lease, already pulled up on his phone, scrolling to the clause about maintenance responsibilities. Aaron tried to explain next. He showed them the city notice, he pointed to the grass, he explained how he had tried to reach the landlord, how he couldn't afford the fine, how he was just trying to avoid trouble. The officers listened, nodding, asking questions, flipping between documents like they were sorting paperwork instead of standing in the middle of someone's life. "This is a civil issue," one officer said finally, "but we have a property owner reporting unauthorized alterations." "It's a lawn," Aaron said, voice rising despite himself. "I'm not knocking down walls. I'm not changing anything permanent." "Sir," the officer said calmly, "we're not here to decide who's right. We're here to respond to a complaint." Aaron laughed once, sharp and disbelieving. "So the city can fine me for not cutting it, but I can't cut it?" The officer didn't answer that. The landlord stood off to the side, arms crossed now, watching like he already knew how this would end. "I was told to stop mowing immediately. The grass that had already been cut lay in neat rows, while the rest stood tall and untouched, a clear divide running through the yard like a boundary line no one had agreed on. Aaron rubbed his face, breathing hard. "So what am I supposed to do? Let the city fine me?" "That's between you and your landlord," the officer replied. "And if I keep mowing?" Aaron asked. The officer looked at him carefully. "Then you'll be interfering with a property owner's rights." Aaron looked at me then, at the lawn, then back at the officers. "I live here. This is my home." The landlord stepped forward. "He rents," he corrected. "There's a difference." That was when the officers told Aaron he needed to step back and calm down. Aaron didn't yell. He didn't threaten anyone. He just refused to walk away from the lawn. "This isn't right," he said quietly. "I did what the city told me to do." One officer placed a hand on his arm. "Sir, if you continue to interfere, we'll have to remove you." "For what? Trying to avoid a fine?" The answer didn't come as words. It came as movement. They turned him around, guided his hands behind his back, and told him everything would be sorted out later, at the station, in court, through the proper channels. The landlord watched silently. I stood there with the mower off, grass half cut, the air heavy with the smell of something unfinished. Aaron didn't resist. He just looked back at the house once as they led him away, eyes lingering on the lawn like it had become proof of something no one was willing to acknowledge. When the cars pulled away, the street returned to its quiet rhythm. The landlord nodded once at the officers before getting back into his car. He didn't look at the lawn again. I packed up the mower without restarting it. The grass remained half cut, half wild, exactly where the argument had frozen it in place. And if you want me to help bring Aaron back and finish what never should have been a crime in the first place, subscribe and write subscribe in the comments so I know you're with me.